Hey guys, welcome back to Grim Productions, and today I'm going to be talking about who I think is the most important animatronic in the Spirit Halloween lore universe. Now, if you don't know what I mean, honestly, I don't really either. It's the Spirit Halloween lore really isn't an official thing, but it's kind of just a small thing that a lot of us have sort of put together as far as like the theming goes and just like the timeline of some of the themes and animatronic characters. And as we're kind of all going through these themes, me and a lot of other haunters have kind of noticed one particular animatronic character that Spirit Halloween has came out with that kind of relates and ties all of these things together. And this is who I think the most important animatronic is, because without this character, none of this would have ever happened, I guess, for the Spirit Halloween universe to take place. It's actually a pretty recent animatronic too, and it is, of course, the very, I guess, odd Dr. Illume that released in a very weird time, I believe in 2022, like very early 2022, maybe January or February or so. Now, basically, this is a scientist animatronic, a pretty, I guess, cool scientist animatronic. He's actually one of my favorites that I have in my collection, and he goes good with a science lab room, obviously. I put him in there, and he basically kind of brought the whole room together. And speaking of which, I do think that this animatronic is very important to the Spirit Halloween lore, just because he seems to bring all of the themes together. If you really think about it, and I did like 2 lore videos on this, on this topic, which is kind of funny, honestly, but because of this scientist guy, like all these like little teasers that we see in all the different themes, it's just because he goes around and he collects them and etc. and he just experiments on them. And if you really think about it, how many themes or animatronics have been featured in a theme as heavily as Dr. Illume has? I mean, this guy practically got his own theme the same year he was released. The only strange thing was that he wasn't in the theme as the actual animatronic, which is just the most stupidest idea in my opinion. However, he was in the theme a lot for the like holograms and the screens that they used. I think he was in almost every single screen and hologram. And that's honestly kind of cool to think about how Spirit Halloween actually like used a character that they already had versus having an original character. Just because if you're a fan of Spirit Halloween, you kind of know who it is versus the average customer who really won't know because the animatronic isn't in stores, obviously. However, I do think it would have been cooler if they would have put him in stores, maybe over Barry or something, who was another online animatronic that returned, or maybe even Young Crouchy. Even though Young Crouchy technically was in a hologram in the back theme, I don't know. I feel like they should have added the actual animatronic in there somewhere because I feel like he would have gotten a lot more sales actually being in store because of the theme. I feel like the theme does play a role in people wanting to get these animatronics just because it kind of shows what you can do with them. Anyways, that's kind of off the topic. Dr. Illume is definitely an important animatronic because I feel like Spirit Halloween is actually going to use this lore. Now, it might not be exactly to what we've all theorized about it, but I have a feeling that they are going to, especially for the 40th anniversary, kind of come up with something else, maybe. And I feel like it is going to have to relate to Dr. Illume in some way or something like that, because in the laboratory, we clearly saw all these little Easter eggs and teasers from past years, like almost as if he's like been collecting everything from the past years. And I don't know, they just have to incorporate him in some way. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. Now, like I said, he's only the most important animatronic to the Spirit Halloween lore. As far as like the actual most important animatronic of all time for Spirit Halloween goes, honestly, there's too many to name. There's a lot of good ones that are very impactful and nostalgic, such as like Pumpkin Esther, Barnyard Butcher, of course, all props I want to return. However, there's a lot of other animatronics that just kind of impact Spirit in more of like a marketing way, like Nightcrawler and Crouchy. However, I think I guess, best or most impactful animatronic is probably the creepy towering clown, or just any kind of towering animatronic. I know there's been a video or so about this exact topic, and I do have to agree with that. I do think the creepy towering clown is a very important animatronic. It kind of sparked the whole clown just era, which is still continuing on, and it also sparked like the towering animatronics, at least 7 foot or over, I feel like, to really continue on. It just overall was a super popular animatronic, and I think was a very just impactful in the Spirit Halloween lineup as far as animatronics go. So Creepy Towering Clown is definitely an important animatronic for just animatronics as is, while Dr. Illume is more of an exclusive importance to Spirit Halloween just because of the lore. Which, of course, if you're not really into lore and all that, like how I am, and theorizing and stuff like that, of course, you're going to see Dr. Illume as kind of like a waste animatronic that just doesn't really mean much. However, Towering Clown, on the other hand, or maybe some of the other ones like I mentioned, are obviously a bit more impactful and important to just fans that like to collect animatronics. So it can really go either way, honestly. I do think a lot of these animatronics are very important just to people in general. You know, they have a lot of, I guess, nostalgia to people. So tell me down in the comments below, who do you think is the most important animatronic? Like I said, I'm not saying Dr. Loom is like the best animatronic or anything by far, but he is, I guess, important to the theme and the lore of Spirit Halloween if they are trying to make one. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I know this was kind of a strange video, but I just wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.